when last we left off with veins like tapeworms. We started the game fucking over because I wanted to see the orange route. I wanted to see Demian lose their metaphorical shit. Need to see chat. I'm usually blind when I'm gaming. Yeah, I like seeing chat because I like to interact with folks when they talk to me. That, and I'm also very open to backseating, so if I get lost, I'm more than open to, like, people trying to help me. If they get bossy, that's where I draw a line, but if someone's just trying to be helpful, I'm good. Although I probably won't need backseating for a little while. But now we're at the train, and I don't know if I'm gonna really like this one. Demian wouldn't exactly call himself germophobic, but they aren't the kind of guy who could stand out on the subway without a face mask on. They've come down with too many colds and other bugs to think otherwise. I think it's perfectly reasonable. You simply wish to take care of yourself. It is not shameful to wish for that. I guess so, just ironic considering whatever the hell you and I have going on. I don't think I'm exactly the paragon of hell. So yeah, my easily distracted bed is the reason I haven't tried streaming it, but I forget to check it when I'm on other people's streams. Our distracted brain. No worries, I get ya. The fluorescent lights bathe the cold tile floors in the sickly yellow and white. Demian thinks it makes their hair look even greasier than it usually is. And they wonder why their dysphoric ass hates looking in the mirror. Demian glances up at the clock. 2 minutes until their train pulls in the station. About time, they've been waiting forever. God, they hate taking the metro. And the bus, for the record. Demian can't afford a car or anything, but the state of Kingsfield public transformation. What? The state of Kingsfield's public transportation is abysmal. Buses are late at the time. Late at the time, yeah. Fuck, what even is reading comprehension, I swear. Buses are late all the time, trains get delayed, and there are just days that are so miserable and overcrowded it's easier to walk. It's not really a long walk either. Maybe 20 or 30 minutes until they get out of their slums and into the city. The problem is that today is a horrible day for walking. Until they were 12 or 13, Demian had been forced into taking ballet by their family, and it fucked up their feet. It'd been Ma's doing specifically. No child of hers was going to be a lazy bum who threw themselves into their studies or, God forbid, something they actually enjoyed. It took Demian years to throw enough of a fit to get out of ballet and take guitar lessons. And baseball, of course. She can't have a child who wasn't physically active in some way. But it was already too late for their poor body. Ballerina feet is no fucking joke. Yeah, I've seen the pictures. It really messes with the feet. Demian's 22 and they had foot problems like a 50-year-old. Can you blame them for taking the train when their feet ached so much they could pass out? The familiar screeching of the train's brakes fills their ears. Demian bites back the urge to step onto the tracks. You know, Demian talking about that, this time it reminds me of one story I heard about a guy's suicide. And he left a note behind that just said, I do this for no other reason than because of a bad toothache. And I think during the autopsy they found like a really bad abscess in his jaw from an infected tooth. So it's like, if you ended it because of severe pain, I don't think anyone would blame you. But at the same time, probably don't do that. Wow, I hate this already. Demian glares at the security camera mounted in a conspicuous spot. They've never been a fan of that thing. Sure, it can probably turn the tides in their favor if some jackass decides to get weird about it. And then jump them for not looking perfectly like a man or woman, but that's a once-in-a-lifetime scenario. Any other day, though? Just another way the creeps running Kingsfield keep tabs on the citizens. Just relax. We'll be over momentarily. Just Slyce gently petting Damian's head, like, relax, relax, it'll be fine. Tell that to these dipshits. It's midnight on a school day. Does no one have a car? You don't. Shut up, I'm different. Well, no one ever said the metro was a perfect alternative. A man's shoulder brushes past Demian's face, and the feeling makes them shudder. The cheek where skin contacted muddy nylon might as well be painted a bright, obnoxious red. Ooh. It's all Demian can focus on now. That sucks. The cramped tin can of a train reeks of sweat. Demian sure is glad they have a mask on. It filters the stench just enough to keep them from vomiting. One more thing happens, and I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to break a fucking window. I'll do it. I swear I will. I know you want to. Just wait a little longer. Interesting. Wait for me to rebuild. Gloom. Then again, he might have said that, or Slyce might have said that last time and I didn't recognize it. Ugh, look at those bozos over there. They realize Slyce doesn't have eyes to see with, independent of their own. But Demian drags their gaze to the objects of their disgust. Mom would be about the same age as this woman here, they think. Maybe she had her kid later. Demian's mom had them early. The daughter, maybe 11 or 12, keeps one hand on a pole in the middle of the floor. Probably to keep herself from falling flat on her face, as she chatters away about a whole bunch of abstract nothing. I'm gonna save over that. Demian can't help but sneer. The pair look happy. Too happy. They used to have moments like this with their own mother, coming home late at night from whatever extracurricular she signed them up for. She wasn't nearly as kind, though. Stand up straight, she'd hiss in their ear through clenched teeth. And get your hand off that pole, it's germy. People look at you and think I'm raising a stripper. You're embarrassing me. So... okay, sexualizing your own fucking child for trying not to fall over on a train, that's great. The kid's first bully is always their mom, Demian used to say. You hold a deep resentment towards your mother. Do you not? Yeah, she wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I'm a typical abused kid, man. Dad always the villain, mom fucked me up 6 ways to Sunday, but in a subtle way that makes me sound crazy if I talk about it, blah blah blah. Everyone knows the dynamic. Yet the anger is directed at the humans before you. Why does your rage turn toward those who have never held the weapon against your heart? They have what I want, but I can't ever have. Doesn't it hurt to grit your teeth and never indulge yourself? Demian tries to ignore the buzzing in their skull. But a fly in the ear can only be drowned out for so long. Eventually they'll have to indulge it, one way or the other. You don't have to let the anger go starved forever. We're getting closer to the point. There is a way to cut yourself free from the ties of envy. God knows I've thought about it. You know what to do. It's churning in your mind. Ever since you saw them, you'd feel better letting some steam off, don't you think? It's not your fault to have what you can never own. Doesn't it make you just hate them? Like you wouldn't believe. Well, you know what you want to do. I don't want to do it. Because honestly, I'm not sure if I really got it. Like, eating Carl, that's one thing. But I don't know about this part. If futility it brings. Take your first step to freedom. Demian shoots another look at the camera mounted in the corner. If they play their cards right, they can cut loose right when the train screeches to a stop and opens the door. The crowd would be a veil of anonymity for Demian. No one would know it was them. Yeah. Thing is, I don't know what's going to be done, so it's like, what do you mean I hope it hurts? What do you mean? Like, I know I was all like funny, haha, committing to the bit of the orange route, but at the same time, it's like, the fuck are you gonna do? Well, I said I would get the endings. Oh god. It would be easy. So easy. In that case, the kid's holding weighs her down. Looks heavy. Instrument case, probably. If Demian had to guess, she was a violin kid. They never played themselves. They always preferred the electric guitar. Maybe Pa would have been happier with a violin or a cello. Whatever. It doesn't matter now. Grant me your power. I know you have it all buried in your core. I need it. Don't call too deep. Cannot rebuild wells unraveled too far. Do not slash the bones as you trim the fat. Doesn't matter. We can always rebuild. What is it to feed you, don't I? This is fine. Everything is fine. I'm not so sure about that. Everything else takes charge of their shell. Tendrils climb down their arm and wraps around their fingers, like a hand in embrace. They're like vines overtaking an abandoned building, shattering the windows and creeping into the dusty bricks. It doesn't hurt. It feels so wonderful. The pain would be euphoria, like a shot of the most addicting drug ever synthesized, mashing all the feel-good buttons in their brain in one go. But there's no pain. So it's just euphoria here. The train's brakes screech against the tracks. The sound of steel grinding on steel is nothing compared to the thoughts running through their head. The deceleration makes everyone jolt, leaning into the stolen momentum. Now or never. The doors open and the crowd pushes forward. The fuck you gonna... Child abuse. Complete a loop of the cycle of abuse in chapter 3. Oh shit. Hey! The girl tumbles to the ground, instrument case popping open as soon as it hits the cold steel. A piece of something flies off it and skitters across the filthy floor, crunching under someone's shoe. Her mom tries to roll back and force her way through the exhausted masses, but it's like swimming against the pull of a riptide. No, the soundpost! Demian had been aiming for the mom. Gotta get all those mommy issues resolved somehow, you know? She cut her hair in the same ugly bob Ma always wore. Knocking her to the ground was close enough. Either way, they think they still did a pretty damn good job. No. For one brief moment, Demian's path crosses with the mother. A frantic glimmer in her eyes catches the cold light of the station, and they smile behind the mask. It's a cold, cruel smile, with nothing behind the eyes. Well, Demian never said they were the kind of guy to punch up. There's always a chance the world will slap them back down for the millionth time. They just can't take any more headaches, you know? Besides, they need to build up confidence before the higher-ups of the world can be punching down. Everyone has to start somewhere, after all. God, the power's so fucking addicting. Demian rushes out of the train and bites their tongue to stop a harsh laugh from snapping from the back of their throat. They could do this forever if allowed, escalating until nothing could stop them from being what they really want. Went too far. Ah, says who? If you ask me, I don't think I went far enough. Says I. Unraveled a step too far. Must rebuild further now. Don't worry, you'll be fine. I just have to feed you, don't I? It sounds so very tired. A chattering swarm of insects in Demian's brain, buzzing gently in a rhythm that sings of exhaustion, is the only way they can explain how they can comprehend its lack of inflection. Ah. Demian rolls up a sleeve as something hot and wet soaks into the fabric. Well, that sucks. This is on you. Stole too deep from me. Could not heal the wounds opened by my fibers. Oh, is that what this is all about? I guess it could be worse. Why are you so calm? I feel like Demian at one point has probably done worse to themselves. Because it's nothing you can't fix. Demian doesn't have any bandages on hand. No strip of cloth they can dramatically tear off and wrap around their arm presents itself. Demian's just gonna have to bleed until the scabs form over, or Slyce deals with the damage itself. They know it can. It healed the scrape from the night first contact. It doesn't hurt. Even after all of that, it still doesn't hurt. Nevertheless, Demian thinks it'd be a good idea to head off to the store now. The quick stop shop's always got the freshest stuff on Wednesdays. That's usually when the deliveries come in. The slimy fish hopped right out of the wriggling sea and into the barrels just a day or two ago, probably. Oh, pardon. Demian doesn't really time their grocery runs for these deliveries, but it's nice when they can go on a Wednesday. Not nauseating. Deep cravings within. Must consume. I'll buy it for you, but remember, there's no guarantee they'll keep it down. Will fade in time. Do not fear. Oh, okay. So, if we completely push against Slyce, Demian will be like, no, fuck you, I'm not eating the fish. But if Demian leans more into them, then they're like, okay, fine, but I can't guarantee it'll be a thing. So that's interesting. Miriam's warm smile feels like it should be directed towards someone else. They raise their hand in a slight wave. The usual, I guess. How's Juice doing? I mean, Flip-Flop, the cat. How's the cat? Sorry, I'm tired. Demian had good reason to be. They used to think those satire pieces about needing to go to work while transforming into a monstrosity was just that, satire. The past few weeks proved them completely wrong. Oh, he's fine. He's just hiding in the break room right now. Luna thought he would do better in the quiet, so she moved his bed there. They shoved their face into the ramen shelf to hide their yearning. They're like, no, I wanted to pet the kitty. The fish, yes, all the fish. That's nice. Poor Demian. All they want to do is pet a cat. Hear the purr. Demian's shopping haul today was about as unhealthy as they could get. Packaged meals get thrown in the basket, and the quality of said meals ranges from fried foods to dumpster diving would probably be healthier. But hey, it's cheaper. Can you blame a guy for scrimping and pitching at their own food builder to treat the parasite living within them? Miriam rounds the corner and into the aisle Demian's hanging around in. Bracing their shoulders against their ribs, Demian waits for when she would shuffle herself close to them until they could feel her brushing against their arm. It never comes, though. If anything, that's a bigger shock to Demian. They look up at Miriam. She stands an arm's length away from them, clutching the cardboard box of chips close to her apron. Miriam's frown deepens further by the passing second. What's up? Sorry, am I blocking your way? Demian asks. It sounds a bit more sarcastic than they meant. I can move if you like. I'm heading to the seafood counter anyway. No, it's not that. She looks down at the box, then back at Demian. Are you okay? They stop. Demian's hand lingers, grasping at their microwavable hamburger steak. What do you mean by that? Oh, are we bleeding everywhere still? You look like you've lost weight again. Again? None of your business. Lousy wretch. Come to think of it, Miriam isn't wrong. They've always been the skinny kid growing up. Classmates around them would gush over their genetics. How this one or that one wished to be as thin as Demian was. It's not all it's cracked up to be, though. Everyone saw the gaunt figure, but turned a blind eye to the sluggishness and the irritation. Yeah, being underweight genuinely fucking sucks. It's not worth the looks. Even now, Demian has the opposite problem to their peers. If they don't actively remember to pack on the calories, they'll keep dropping weight. Of course, having Slyce around means eating for two, something that their budget doesn't always account for. Demian swallows their words. I'm fine, thanks. Are you sure? One black shoe slides behind Miriam's other foot. She looks about ready to take off running. Miriam pipes up again. I don't want to pry or anything. I'm just worried is all. The blood feeds the plants. Our blood is what plants crave. Or at least Slyce specifically. But also, oh fucking man, I'm gonna have to be mean to Miriam. I don't want to be mean to Miriam, but I said I would commit. Fuck! Damn it! Why'd I put myself in this situation? The answer is because I was wanting to see the end result. I forgot to account for the fact that I would have to go down the path that would lead to that end result. And all the problems that would entail. Oh god. Sorry, Miriam. They whip their head up, fast enough the crick in their neck pops. Oh god. Miriam? Yeah? Do me a favor and mind your own fucking business. She falls into a hushed silence. What? You heard me. Demian all but throws the frozen meal into their basket. It clatters against the fried noodles and crunches the bag. Seriously, my weight doesn't concern you. I'm sorry, I was just... Do you go up to a chunkier guy and go, hey fat ass, did you put on weight today? They raise an eyebrow. Huh? Oh, huh, do you? Whoops, wrong person. I mean, no, but... So why am I any different? A cold edge seeps into Demian's tone. Hissing through clenched teeth, they snarl. I don't need a fucking busybody poking around with my diet. I had enough of that with my family. Miriam shields her face with the box. Demian wants to scoff to themselves. She acts like they're about to hit her or something. They turn their prying eyes away from her. When she finally speaks up again, Demian has to strain to hear her over the store's heater. I'm sorry. Not interested. Tell Miriam to mind her own business in Chapter 3. They bristle past her and to the seafood counter, shoving an oozing fish into a plastic bag. The scales have been stripped from the white meat, but the belly hasn't been split to vacate its guts. Demian thinks Slyce might like that. It's strangely silent. They wonder if it fell asleep. Emily says nothing to Demian, though they can tell she heard the whole interaction. The glare directed towards them is harsher than usual. She spits the total price out. All of their non-rent money is going towards this one transaction. They blame the fish. Why is everything so expensive now? How am I supposed to have a savings in this economy? No response. Whatever. It'll probably perk up when they start to eat. Demian keeps their face blank to hide their emotions. They pay up and hoist the bag over their wrist. Work was hell, but they don't even have any money to buy a loose cigarette. That's okay. Slyce wanted them to cut smoking anyway. Demian shoves the store door open. Miriam turns away to hide her face from them. They think to apologize for a brief second. She wasn't a bad person. They were just irritated was all. Really, Miriam is no worse than the nasty things their mother used to say to them. You don't need her. Yeah, you're right. I don't need her sticking herself in my business. They don't need someone as vapid and dense as Miriam. All she ever wanted was to be with them. Even if their face practically screamed they weren't interested, she kept pushing. It's not Demian's fault they had to be a bit blunter than usual. They're not a bad person for giving her a wake-up call. Maybe in the way you went about it. She'll get over it. She won't. Probably. Hi, Infinity, welcome in, hope you're doing well. We're grappling with the repercussions of having to go down the orange route. I'm not a comfortable birb. If Miriam doesn't, that's her own problem, not Demian's. The fish tastes wonderful, Demian tells himself as they tear an eyeball from the raw corpse. Slyce hums in pleasure, resonating with their heartbeat. Every bite seems to rebuild more of it. Demian can't see it or feel it, but a part of them just knows, so they keep eating. The bones tear their mouth up, and the sweetness of the meat makes them gag. They'll keep it down, though, all for Slyce, because Slyce is what matters to them, not Miriam. But it's not enough. Demian knows it's not. Slyce needs something more than this. As Demian swallows the last bite, the realization of its incompletion crosses the bridge of their thoughts. It needs something more than just fish. That's okay, isn't it? Demian would do anything at this rate, just to soothe the aching of its hunger. They've always kept their eye on that butcher shop, but now they finally have an excuse to swing by there. Oh. I take a sip of my cocoa. Delicious. There are maggots in my brain, and I don't have the funds for an exterminator. I think it's eating at me, but I can't do anything about it. The alternatives do jack shit. Just journal your thoughts. I don't know if these are my thoughts or the maggots. Get some sunlight and eat better. I work nights and can barely afford ramen. It's all in your head. No shit, dumbass. Where the fuck do you think my brain is? You don't get it, do you? I can feel them every night as I work, chewing away at flesh, slurping at my gray matters, burying their houses in my weary bones. My hunger grows worse, and all the meat in the world couldn't soothe it. The aching is unbearable. But if I leave a speck of dirt, I'll get fired, so I grit my teeth and I strip the sheets. The maggots in my brain sing to me in the mornings when I sleep. They don't mean harm. They're waking or making way for the flowers that'll bloom in the spring. The maggots and the beetles and all those wriggling worms, they have to pick at the carcasses on the forest floor, don't you know? They mean well. They don't hate the rabbit that died in the woods. They care about it, in fact. They want it to rot well, because when winter ends and spring rolls in, the corpse is going to make a beautiful meadow. That's a type of love, isn't it? Isn't it? That means the maggots love me. So I strip the sheets, spare the pain, and the rabbit lifts its melting skull off the ground, and let the maggots strip its cheeks. Chapter 4, Girl in Your Dreams. Also, I need to check something really quick. I'm pretty sure that we've been at it for 30 minutes because I forgot to set my timer. If you asked Demian what they would do... Fuck. If you ask Demian, they would say they do a damn good job of keeping their painful memories from resurfacing to the front. The only caveat is that this repression is only possible when they're awake. No matter how much Demian actively works to forget it, the memories are always floating there in their brain, just waiting to come out in their dreams. They dream in red again. When the early shift slows to a stop and the comfort of their bed lures them into a nap, crimson is all they see. Demian was about 16 when they started to retreat into their shell. It wasn't because of their revelation the year before. If anything, figuring out their tumultuous relationship with their gender helped them feel more comfortable in a small group of people, as long as those people weren't the Zhao family. It's the big crowds that freak Demian out. Always has and always will. Being the host is one thing, but being a single body in a sea of elbows and fists? Just thinking about it is enough to make their skin crawl. With that said, going to a claustrophobic house party probably erred on the stupider side of Demian's teenaged ideas. The party had been raging on and on for hours. Anybody else would probably have had a panic attack right about now. So, in actuality, Demian hiding in the dustiest corner of the bathroom was a really good reaction, thank you very much. They didn't even want to be at this rotten party anyway, but it was better than going home. Tracing the patterns of the bathroom tiles with their eyes is an attempt to ground themselves in reality. Demian would use their finger to scrawl across the white grout in between the blue and black tiles if they were at home. The chill of the floor will be relaxing, but there's no guarantee it hasn't been pissed on. That's mostly the reason why they're sitting in the tub instead of on the floor. And yes, I know I'm misreading a few things here and there. Demian looks up. Wait, shit. Occupied. Sorry, I forgot to lock. I guess look or knock. A girl whose face Demian can no longer recall greets them. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I just needed a break from all the noise and I'll come back. His shoulders soften. Oh, yeah, me too, actually. You want to sit with me? Sure. Thank you. The girl closes the door behind her and leans her back against it. She pulls her knees to her chest. Demian keeps theirs sprawled outwards. So what brought you here? They ask after a tentative silence. My twin, Peyton, kinda dragged me here. She rests her chin on her cargo shorts. I wanted to stay home, but, I didn't want to leave her by herself where she could get hurt. I'm, the older twin. I'm the older one of us by a few seconds, but I still want to protect her. Hey, Infinity. I said hey to you earlier, but you kinda disappeared. Welcome back. Yeah, I just wanted to get away from my family right now. Mm-hmm. She looks up, nodding in sympathy. By the way, everyone just calls me... or... though. Demian. You can call me by my last name if you like. It's Zhao. People tend to mispronounce Demian. Zhao, it sounds familiar to me. The girl really looks at Demian now. Really studies their face. Wait, oh, isn't your dad that one math tutor? He is. And I'm not sure, my sleep schedule's been a little fucked lately, and I've been busy trying to work on a game jam project. I remember now. Peyton used to go to him all the time in sophomore year. She furrows her eyebrows, pushing her glasses back up. He never mentioned you, though. I mean, I know he has a... He doesn't know. I haven't told him. He still thinks I'm his... It's such an abrupt statement. One that Demian has been afraid to accept himself. I think I'm scared of what he'll say. What he'll do. What do you mean? I know him. He won't understand. He won't understand. I think he'll hate me for it. He wanted a... so bad, but instead he got me. Their voice is incredibly bitter. And then I told him I wasn't even... He's a very... commanding guy, I guess. He puts his foot down and whatever he wants he gets. Can't be reasoned with at all. Let's see. Nodding off all the time, dealing with a lot of pain. Ooh, maybe... I know from what you told me before, maybe you should see a doctor for the pain if possible. Like, if they've got anything to help, anyway. And if he finds out, he'll... Who knows? All I know is that it won't be pretty. A dry chuckle worms its way from their tongue. That's why I'm even here. He and my mom have been fighting again because he won't budge on something. They got so loud I just... left. Couldn't deal with it. I left a note saying I was studying at the library, but I needed something to drown out my thoughts. And drown out their thoughts this party did not. If anything, it acted as an amplifier, twisting their screaming around and around with the cheers of others until it was all a cacophony of howling. No wonder they needed to hide in the bathroom. It was the only place where the world could shut up for a minute. I'm sorry, the girl says. I don't want to say I have it worse than you or that we're the same, but I know what it's like. There are things I've never told anyone about me. Not my dad or even Peyton. She goes on, taking her glasses off and scrubbing the lenses with the corner of her sleeve. You really want to tell someone, but you know if you do it'll only make things worse for you, right? People say it's like ripping off a bandage, but it's just the moment of, nothing about the aftermath. So you keep the bandage on, even when it makes you miserable. Yeah, you got that right on the money. Their voice cracks, the lump in their throat choking their every word. I just want to be me around him. My ma too. But they scare me so fucking much. I feel like I have to hide myself under so many masks just to be something they won't hate. And it hurts, because I love them so much. I want to be enough for them both. Not again. Here they go, crying in a stranger's bathroom to the girl they met 5 minutes ago. I'm sorry. Demian bites the inside of their cheeks as hard as they can, teeth gritted. It's been a long year for me. Way too long. No, it's okay. Really, I get it. She leans in closer. Do you have anyone to talk about this? I have a hard time making friends, and my boyfriend wouldn't get it. And I can't, go to a therapist or something. Dad would flip his shit. Oh. Demian tries in desperation to keep the air from shifting and growing cold. Hey, I'll be fine. I'll pick myself up, put myself together, and I can keep pretending. Okay, just know you're not alone. The look on her face told Demian she had more to say, but left it at that. They looked down at their socks again. Can we just sit here for a bit? Or I won't talk like that anymore. I got confused between the people again. Sure. The silence was comfortable for a while. The bustle of the party outside was but a muffled roar in the cluttered bathroom. Demian wonders if their chance encounter with the girl could become the start of a friendship. Sort of like bumping a tree and knocking a seed into the soil, but tending to it until it blossoms touch the sky. But they're a coward who can't ever say how they feel, so they keep their stupid, bumbling mouths shut. A muzzle on the lips, a bullet in the brain, keeping all those thoughts locked away in the bathtub where they can never spill free. Are you in there? The girl jumps to her feet. Yeah, Peyton, it's me. Sorry, I had to clean up a mess. She swings the door open. Demian reaches out to wave goodbye. Crimson desire splashes from the tub, but stops short of the girl's feet. A tangling hand pulls her away, out of the comfort of the bathroom. They stand up, calling to her. It never reaches her ears. Soon enough, she's just a blur in the crowd. The door slams shut, severing the thread that had been woven between the two. Ships in the night. Demian jerks awake. God damn it. They never did reconnect with that girl. These days, Demian can't even remember her name or what she looked like. Just that she had thick soda bottle glasses, had a twin named Peyton, and sat with them when they didn't really want to be alone. Demian figures they could find her and reconnect if they really wanted to. But at this point, enough time had passed that it'd be a stalker behavior. Or it would be stalker behavior. They can see it now. Hey, buddy, remember that dysphoric little shit you talked to exactly once because they were crying in the bathroom at that party 6 years ago? Well, that was me! How did I find you, you ask? I tracked you down through all the Peytons that lived in our town. Probably only 5 or so max, and narrowed it down until I found a Peyton with an older twin. Why are you giving me a restraining order? Yeah, no. Out of the question. Demian plops back down onto the pillow, staring blank daggers at the ceiling. This is gonna be a long night. Now with their old life on the mind, combined with a typical insomnia, Demian would be kissed by Lady Luck herself if they get even an hour of sleep. This sucks. Why did their stupid head even have to dredge up those days? It's the mental equivalent of whenever Tabisco would plop down a dying bird, still warm and twitching on their bed. Now the whole night is ruined. What's the matter? Troubled mind has been feverish all night. It's just some bad memories is all. It sounded nice. You missed her. Oh god, did they? While Demian is unbelievably grateful they aren't in high school anymore, it was still one of the loneliest periods of their life. Between a partner who would have been better off as a friendship and having an all-consuming revelation they couldn't tell their family about, especially their father, no one could pay Demian to relive those years. Fucking same. No thank you. Yeah, I did. I still do. It still lives about in their brain, sifting through memories that deserve to be forgotten. Don't do it, man. Just all sad shit in there. Want to know more of you. Dream was but a glimpse. Try ask me when I'm like a normal person. Unnecessary. We share a mind. Memories. See, that's cool and all, but I think you forgot I'm the one calling the shots here, and the shot I call is stop rummaging in my brain unless I tell you it's okay. It growls in the back of their mind. Fine. When Demian closes their eyes, it feels like Slyce is curled up in the center of their chest the way their cat used to. It's a meaty weight right on their bones, yet at the same time it feels like nothing. The only word they could use to describe it, the feeling, is strange. Who is your father? Dude! They sit up so fast their arms get tangled up in the sheets. Why is that the first thing you ask me? You thought of him. Associated him with cats. I do not. You do. Every time you think of one. Yeah, because my cat was hit by his oh, god damn it. Fucking A. Fuck you, right. Damn it. Fine, I hear you. Why are they talking out loud all of a sudden? Demian doesn't know. They had to wager a guess, it probably just felt damn good to air out their turbulent relationship with their father. Pop the cork off the bottle of champagne and let it spray out, essentially. This is gonna get a little dark, but let's see how it goes. I love him so much, I want to eat his heart. It's their only answer. Truthful, honest, without a single trace of hyperbole. Or hyperbole. Double pronunciations. Slyce's demeanor stiffens. Elaborate. I feel like Slyce just... the record scratched and they went, you what? I feel like Slyce is realizing... I feel like Slyce... Oh, hello. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the fish. I think Slyce is realizing, they're not in the healthiest of people. But then again, maybe they're into it. They're like, ooh, you'd be willing to eat human flesh? I think about it so much. Sometimes weekly, sometimes every night. And sometimes it's the only thing I can think of. Their voice is shaky, yet they're not going to cry. Sometimes I imagine I have manners, and I take bites out of his heart like it's an apple. His blood is still hot on my chin. The taste of it is euphoric. Other times, I imagine I'm so starved for any trace of his love that, once it's in my hands, I gobble it all down in one go. And it tastes so fucking good I start crying, because I never knew my father's love until then. It is silent. Don't be like that. draws in near frantic Demian. I love him so much, but he never loved me back. Never said he was proud of me, never showed me anything that he'd tell me anything except indifference. Anyone would get desperate, hungry, diseased. I want to know what it's like to have a father's love is all. When it finally speaks, its words are careful, calculated, more like. Very unsettling, the way you show love. Do you even understand it? Love, I mean. No. Many concepts I do not understand. Why, I ask you, why do you love him? You wish to hurt him. Because I loved him my whole life, but all he ever did was hurt me. I want to hurt him the way he made me suffer. Like how much I want to boil my mother's tongue into a broth and pour it down the drain. That's all I want. In a metaphorical way, I mean. In Minecraft, totally. No one really wants to hurt their father, right? It's said more to convince himself than anything else. The rat scurries in the walls, scrabbling to break free from its prison. Discomfort pools in their stomach. Demian's no longer sure if it's their own dread or if it's the anxiety belongs to the other. At any moment, Slyce could reemerge and say what anyone else would utter. You're sick. It's your family. For all Demian cares, that's not their family. They were the people who birthed Demian in this world and then disowned him when their squealer cousin outed them as non-binary. So what if they want to split their father's skull open and splatter their mother's intestines on the ground? I mean, when you got family like that, who needs fucking enemies? I'll tell you what. Just 1 second. Okay. Just checking something. They deserve it. You desire more than bloodshed. There is more than anger within you. Obvious change of topic. Man, you know you got problems when the parasitic alien is trying to talk you down from mania. Still, it's one they appreciate. Lingering on those darker thoughts leads them down a path that doesn't look pretty. What do you mean? There's something you desire more than you hate. Or more than your hate. I guess I'd like to get out of this dump. Deeper than that. Many aspirations within a human. The one I feel is your deepest desire. Desperation that defines your very being. Oh, that's what it meant. Tonight's just a night for really personal questions, isn't it? You told Slyce to ask! You should have known. Should have known where this was gonna go. It is a good way to pass the time, at least. Demian's hope was to talk themselves to sleep. Exhaust themselves enough they'll get a decent night's rest before tomorrow's shift. It is pretty soothing anyway. Demian purses their lips tight. Not to get too personal, but I think it's... Oh boy. Let's see where this goes. To hurt people who hurt me. It wanted to know their deepest desire. They weren't going to hold back to put the parasite that shared a brain with them. Slyce's silence brings dread to the pits of their stomach. As you wish to do to your father. Yes, I've never had the strength to fight back against anyone. All I can do is smile and take it. Demian rolls over on their side, clutching their sheets in a tight fist. That anger, deep inside their heart, rears its pretty head again. You want to take revenge. I want to split someone's skull open and feel his brain splatter on the floor, mirror the pain I was given. I've been told an eye for an eye makes the world blind, but I just want to blind everyone who tried to take my eyes. There is a palpable discomfort that spreads in the veins of the other. Anyone would be the same way. If you've been beaten down your whole life, at some point you'd want to strike back and hurt someone. If you truly insist. Okay. I don't know. Whenever Demian mentions how Slyce is feeling or how they think Slyce is feeling, it's like, oh, why do I get the feeling that the Eldritch alien is having second thoughts? Looks like this is an issue that won't be toyed with for a while. Demian doesn't care. It asked the question, it shouldn't be surprised with their answer. Neither Demian nor Slyce seem to have the will to keep the conversation going after a downer like that. Demian closes their eyes as if to signify the end of their discussion. Maybe if they sleep it off, they'll feel better about themselves. Maybe they won't be so upset that Slyce poked around their head and would have continued to do so if they hadn't woken up. Maybe they wouldn't feel like their only purpose is to be a cog in a machine. Doesn't matter tonight, though. They can't upend their life in a day. The only problem is that sleeping it off seems like it's impossible tonight. Really, Demian should have seen this coming. If one memory about their past or family gets unburied, the rest is going to follow for hours on end. No respite allowed, of course. No matter how much Demian tries to forget while sober, the dams will always burst and flood their brain. Drinking doesn't always help them forget, but there's always a non-zero chance of getting so hammered it all becomes a haze for a while. In the moment, it might slur all their thoughts in an incoherent soup. Trash enough money and drinking cheap booze that burns the throat and destroys the liver, and Demi won't know if they're thinking of their first kiss or their last night home. It sounds tempting. Real damn tempting, actually. Don't. You'll regret it. Its voice sounds a little clearer in their mind. Slyce isn't perfectly audible in their stream of consciousness, but suddenly the droning, whispering fly doesn't have to scream as loud to be heard over their thoughts. If you don't have a great day, I swear, Quiz, I swear to you, I'm going to do nothing but wish you the best. Hi, Stoic, welcome in, I hope you're doing well. We're doing okay. Unfortunately, the main character in this game is not having a good time. I swore. I swore. Swore. Actually, it's kind of dark. I should turn a light on. Hope you're having a good day, a good Friday. Must have swirl. Chillin', being productive. Hell yeah, productivity! Getting all the things done. Unfortunately, Demian is not going to be very productive. They want to go get drunk. If Demian had to use a metaphor, they'd say it's like someone scraped a handful of mud out of a cloudy pond. The pond isn't clean, but it's less dirty. It's either that or I wallow in my own misery all day. It will impede your mind, dull your thoughts, delay your body's functions. Cannot bloom in these constant conditions. Will prove to be a hazard. I'm not breaking into the butcher shop again. We almost got caught last time. There is another solution. Another place. With better meat. Later. Slyce growls in response. It wasn't a physical noise, but Demian could feel like it was almost making their brain rattle. It's a feeling they can never get used to. I'll put that in the same category as when they wake up too quick and feel the other splash out of their pancreas. Oh. You'll be fine. I don't do this often anyway. Last time I drank was New Year's. It is true, admittedly, but Demian doesn't like to admit it to anyone, but they rang in the new year by heading right to their favorite cheap, shitty dive bar and knocking back enough booze so they couldn't think straight. All they remember after stepping into the bar was waking up in the late afternoon with a hangover so bad it felt like their skull would split in two. But that's what you want, isn't it? I can't wait to have tapeworm veins. Tapeworm veins! We actually, like, in one of the options we picked earlier, we got to see Slyce early. Like, poking out of the flesh early. The tape was... No! No, Stoic, no! Oh no. Forget yourself. Forget your rage. Forget everything. Yeah, just let me do this. You might even get a little fun out of it yourself. They sit up and grab their jacket, draped on the edge of the motel's shitty plastic chair that they provide in every room. Demian hates that thing. It's uncomfortable to sit on, and they almost broke it a few times. Sir, you overextended! I mean, Slyce was genuinely warning Demian about that, because Slyce is Demian's name for the alien eldritch entity that's currently resting in their bones. It's interesting. For Demian, it's their designated laundry chair, for clothes that are too clean to go in the wash and too dirty to put away. Demian, you'll regret this. Have you ever felt better after one of these? They are self-destructive binges. Yeah! I believe all of the backgrounds are like this. They're all like photos that Trinket found and put filters over them to make them look stylized and neat. Just relax, Slicey. We'll be okay. We'll feel good tonight. Slice goes very quiet. Demian supposes it's not too bad. It just needs to learn a little more about humanity. One little drink won't hurt. And hey, if they wake up hungover, they've just learned their lesson. Slice feels like shit, they won't do it again, simple as. Demian just wants to forget everything that night. I just want to feel like they were drifting away, holding on to Slice and pretending it's just the two of them. Insert just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. We'll make everyone else die. The bartender's smile seems almost sad as he watches Demian sidle into their cracked leather stool. On another day, Demian would say it's a pitying grimace. It'd be the look of someone who just wants to humor a stuck-up child before sending it off to play. Today, they don't give a rat's ass one way or another. You're up late, he says over the bustling ambience and drawling music. Hey, Justice, welcome in, I hope you're doing well. Demian huffs. Up early, more like. What's the matter? Couldn't sleep? Yeah, my head just won't shut up, I guess. Demian rests their elbow on the bar top. The whole place reeks of weed and armpit sweat, but the stench lightens when they sit up close to the bartender. They think he's nice, and he probably thinks they're just another troubled youth who's abusing their age to deal with their problems. Well, he wouldn't be wrong, anyway. The bartender brings them back from the brink of spiraling into their thoughts. So, what's the cure for insomnia tonight, Demian? Demian takes a second for some mental math. And you're welcome, Justice. And the stream goes well. We're having to deal with the consequences of a young NB spiraling into despair and rage while a eldritch alien parasite watches from within their bones, quite literally. I played the good route, the cowardice route, because it's Demian actually, like, getting better, improving. It's a typical Friday, yeah, pretty much. We saw Demian actually be happy. So now we're going down the route of if they just said, fuck it, mutually assured destruction for everything. And I have not been comfortable with some of the choices, but that's... If I want to see the ending where Slyce blooms, it's kind of a necessity. I'd like a gin and tonic. Or 10. Those are too expensive, though. But damn, it sure does taste good on a desolate, dry winter night. If they want the real bang for the buck, they could get the crappy stuff no one wants. It always tastes like cleaning chemicals going down, and even worse, puking it back up. But if it gets them drunk enough to forget everything, and with a bit of money to spare, it'd be pretty damn nice. This is simply a choice of poison. Yet you do not realize you can simply set the bottle down. You don't have to do this to yourself. Don't worry about me, Slicey. Well, I did say we're going the orange route. It doesn't matter. Just give me something cheap, I guess. That's right. It doesn't matter. The bartender nods and gets to work. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and soon enough, Demian's staring down the barrel of their liver shotgun. It's a strange, murky broth that's simultaneously dark and watered down. They gripped a glass in one hand, tight enough they could shatter it with an ounce of force. Or with another ounce of force, even. Down the hatch. Demian throws their head back and drains the glass. Demian doesn't kid himself about it one bit. The burning kicks in mid-swallow. It's agony, no doubts about it. With enough down their gullet and in their system, though, it'll all just melt away into a muffled euphoria. It hurts. It always does at first. That wasn't even enough, was it? Of course it's not, Zhao. You can still think. The world isn't spinning, and if you stop now, you'll remember everything. You don't need to abuse yourself to forget your pains. Wringing yourself dry will leave you broken and desolate. What's on your mind? The bartender starts. Crappy day at work or something? Demian swirls her finger across the rim of the glass. You could say that. I mean, every day I had that dumpy shit to deal with, but it's been getting worse lately. Hey, how about another one of these? He repeats the process, taking them all. He repeats the process, talking all the while. Fuck, I can't read. Yeah, I know how that feels. Everyone outside of Main Street's been having those complaints lately. They can't help the flush of jealousy that spikes in their stomach. Demian's no good at multitasking, if you ask them. No matter how hard they try, if they set out to do 3 or 4 things at once, they'll either end up going bonkers or fucking up all their tasks. You're doing great, sweetie. Thanks. Oh! Thank you for the fish. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the fish. Ah, my brain. I do genuinely appreciate that. Thank you very much. Enjoy the emotes. You now get a roly birb and a dancing birb amongst many other burbs. Conversation and cleaning. Well, they'll revert back to speaking Chinese and start smearing cooking oil on the bathroom vanity. How the hell did they get oily rags into the cleaning cart? Who knows? Certainly not Demian. I live in the slums, you know. A little further from Main Street, if you ask me. We've really been getting the brunt of it. I can barely afford rent, even with the whole scheme I've got with Carl. Demian rests their chin on their hand, pressing the weight of their elbow down on the bar top. The buzz of the alcohol is yet to kick in. I'm sorry, Demian, he says. I know you've been struggling lately, but I didn't know it was that bad. He places down another glass in front of them, filled to the brim with the same shit as last time. Demian swipes it up and downs it before they can regret their choice, or get the idea to stop now. It tastes awful, but the end justifies the means. The buzz is finally set in. I don't know if there's another orange option past this point, but at the same time, I am gonna be the one to go, maybe you should say what money you got past this point. I know it's basically going the same way I did last time we were in this chapter, but you don't want to drink too much. Just settling in with a nice buzz is good enough. Slyce is right. It's useless. This isn't gonna get them anywhere. Demian will be happy, even for a moment. You're not a cheery drunk. Getting so shit-faced they wake up alone, hungover, and broke has never been a fun way to drown out the flashbacks. Yeah, they mutter. It's been that bad. We're all just trying to survive, but some of us have to try harder. I know how it feels. No, you don't. I mean, they might. Demian really believed drinking would make them feel better. Dumbass. They knew in their heart it was pointless, but it was worth a shot. They rest their head on their arms and close their eyes. Hey, Demian? I'm saying this as a friend. Go home. This isn't making you happy. They snort without looking up. Are you even allowed to tell your customers that? I know Carl would pitch a goddamn fit if I told people to find a better motel. My manager won't know as long as you don't tell her I said that. The bartender sighs and glances over his shoulder, just to make sure she wasn't listening. I'm cutting you off while you can still think straight. That's the problem. I don't want to. I just want to feel happy for a while. No, you know what? Not even that. I just don't want to be so fucking depressed and burnt out all the time. It takes a lot not to sob into the middle of the bar. Nothing I do matters. I want to think I'm a writer and a musician, but I haven't written anything in years. Just my shitty poetry I scribble down on whatever napkin I have on hand. I work and work and work and work, and I never get anywhere. I barely make minimum wage, so moving out is impossible. It's the alcohol that's talking, Demian thinks. But damn it all if it doesn't feel good to let it out. I'm tired of being tired. That is my problem. I don't even care if I ever get to feel happy again. I just don't want to feel miserable. All I know is that this isn't the place for that. Tell me about it. Let's forget everything for a while. There is a cold, uncaring city beyond your fingertips. We can get lost in it for a night. It's better than being in here. The bartender juts his chin up gently, pointing it toward the door. Go home. Sleep it off. You're not going to feel better hanging around here. You'll thank me when you're sober. Slowly, slowly, Demian lifts their head up from the comfort of their arms. Sure, okay, yeah, you're right. See you around, maybe. Sleeping for a long while sure sounds like a delicious indulgence. Even if they can't forget, they can finally get back to sleep. What a cursed title! Well, we are playing Veins Like Tapeworms, so it fits. We could eat and indulge ourselves in other ways. You are so very lonely, and my hunger is unwavering. I don't know about you, but I just want to sleep. It is your choice to make, but do remember of my existence. I received head pats! Thank you kindly. Thank you, Seagull. Not even cursed top 10 titles. Now, last time we just went to rest. So we're gonna see what happens if we indulge. I'm curious, does Slyce have us just go ham and eat someone? I genuinely want to know. Oh, I guess we're just... I guess we did both? wasn't supposed to be this way. I know, and I don't even remember your name. That's not what I mean. What I mean. It's what I mean. I think about you, you know, all the time. I wish I got to know you better before I had to leave. We should have been more than that one night. You understood. Everything I was bellyaching over, you got it. Why? Why'd you let go? I don't have anyone now. We could have been friends if you didn't leave. We've crossed paths more times than you think. Then why didn't you ever reach out? I guess life had different plans for you. Yeah, you could say that. Something found me right after New Year's. I don't know what it's done to me, but I like the blood it splashed on my hands. You've become something you're afraid to look at. You're not you. Something went wrong, and your skin does not belong to you anymore. It will twist your bones into an evergreen of its own shape. Your flesh is its meal. Solitude is only a prison if you make it one. The alternative of the path you walk is far more isolating. Are you happy with this path? Oh, we can save here. Hell yeah. Yeah, are we happy with this path? That's a very damn good question. These are all like the plain text, so I don't think they really matter in the long run. We'll say yes for right now. I'm not happy with it, but maybe Demian is? They seem to have been enjoying, how some of this has gone. Yes, of course I am. Sometimes I'm afraid. I know, I'd be the first to tell you that, but this just feels right. If this is the path you choose to walk, so be it. You know yourself best. Please remember, though, this is not the path that fate had laid out for you. Doors meant to open will be locked forever. The people meant to embrace you will be nothing more than a fleeting cruelty. Like what happened with you and me. It feels like we were supposed to be more than just one night. I don't know where you are now, but every time I think of you, I can't shake the feeling I've walked right past a door I should have gone through. There's someone in my life that looks just like you. Every time I see your face, it almost looks like yours. You don't even know me. Our lives are threads woven in parallels, and our paths were tangled for one night. I guess. Well, fate didn't want me hanging around you. Just as the fate with the flowers of death was not meant to be your story. But that's the funny thing about fate, isn't it? It's not set in stone, despite what everyone thinks. Nothing in life is written out in some big book that decides everything that ever happened. If it did, that just means free will isn't real. And I'm using mine to set myself free. I will not pull you away from the fate you've chosen. Even as I condemn the choice it is yours to make. Of course I'm happy. Ignore the beseechment of a dreamy warning in chapter 4. Demian wakes up alone again, with a hangover and no memory of what they were dreaming about. The bedsheets are soaked in their tears, and they wish they knew why. Slyce doesn't seem happy with them, and with the pounding in their skull, Demian can't blame it. Maybe eating something would make them both feel better. They just stocked up on meat the other day. Hey Demian, it's Isaac. You left your phone in the lobby, or I think it's yours? Demian, you up? Softly. Shit, what am I doing? It's 6 in the morning. They're probably asleep. I'll leave your phone here, okay? Huh? Hey, dude, you in here? Softly. Can't you feel it? What was that? Tastes good, don't it? Unintelligible. Cut it all up. Demian, are you okay? Oh my god. Spoken in English. Isaac, I thought I said I didn't want anyone in my room. Hey, what's going on over there? Breakfast. Bucks it look like. I'm not judging, but that's a lot of meat first thing in the morning. What are you doing in my room? Your door was open and... What the fuck is that smell? Oh, I think it's the meat. If it's gone that bad, you should throw it out. No. Hey, whoa, hey, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Can you put down that knife? It's freaking me out. Where'd you even get that thing? Stole it. Okay, so we're just admitting to crimes now. What do you mean you stole it? It means I stole it. Where did... Now, are you going to leave so I can eat in peace? Demian, Look, I gotta... Hey, I'm just gonna leave your phone here and go, okay? Don't look at me like that. I'm just giving you back your phone. You left it in the lobby, okay? Look, it's right here. I'm going. Bye. Jesus fucking Christ. Chapter 5. Hum nom nom crimes. Yeah, now we just need hot chip. We do crimes and eat hot chip. Demian's running out of bleach again. That's a pity. The crimes probably taste better than my brains would. I mean, who knows? Maybe part of the meat is brains. We don't know. We don't know what was on Demian's table. Or wherever Demian had it stored. The Restful Night Motel may not get any cleaner from their efforts, but at least using a bucket of bleach and then some won't get it any dirtier. So really, it's for Demian's own good. They're not doing this for Carl's benefit. Who does this? Why do I always get sacked with the gross shit? He takes advantage of you. You do so much more than everyone else under his thumb. At least when I go in, I know it's clean. I don't just flip the mattress over and pretend I didn't see roaches. Demian frowns and shakes their head at the memory. Their schedule never seems to align with that of another cleaner, Isaac, but Demian can always tell what rooms were his doing. Even for the motel standards, Isaac's cleaning standards were ridiculously low. After the 5th or so complaint about slimy bedsheets rolled in, Demian kind of became Isaac's babysitter. They know it's not proper minimum wage, minimum effort behavior, but going behind him and stripping rooms down properly at least makes them feel better in the long run. Plus, it means people will still come to the motel and sleep there, because no one's gonna want to sleep at a motel with really bad beds. So Isaac is, like, actively sabotaging the motel by not doing his fucking job. Besides, if Carl gets the bright idea to shove them into some other room, they'd rather not live where Isaac cleans. Yet Isaac is paid the same as you with half the effort. It's either I clean or I have a panic attack. Born in filth, raised in maggots, and clawing their way out of their mud pit. That's how Demi would sum up their life in one sentence. Eating brains is very dangerous. It is if the brain has, like, the misfolded prions in it, yeah? Or misfolded proteins that are prions within them. The bleach bottle is light in their hands. Demian sits up and sloshes the liquid inside. They could probably make it through the rest of this room without needing to grab a new jug. They sigh deeply and lean back. To their left is the cracked drywall. To their right, the bed. That little gap is their favorite spot to wedge themselves into. It's mainly because it hides them from the door. If Margaret, or God forbid, Carl checks in on them, they could pretend they were cleaning under the bed. This sucks, they grunt to no one in particular. Why do you give him your everything? It's for me, not for Carl. Yet that is not how he sees it. Scream to the world how you clean to make yourself happy. It will not change his perception of you. You will work yourself to the bone for him. Don't you? Everyone else is incompetent. There, they said it. They aren't wrong either. Demian's not even solely referring to Isaac. Margaret does a basic strip of the rooms, which is better than Isaac, but nowhere close to what makes Demian feel safe. Carl, of course, doesn't even lift a damn finger to help. He just sits in that cushy little office and watches everyone, his daughter included, bust their ass one way or another. The only time he comes out of his little hiding hole is to chide Demian, stack more hours, or leave overtime out of their cash envelope. The rest he deals with by staring through his two-sided mirror in the lobby. It makes Demian sick with rage. Is that so? See, unlike everyone else, I actually care about roaches in the sink. Not much else, though. That's a lie. Demian cares so much about everything, more than they're willing to admit. Their fist curls up tight. At least if Demian works their ass off and tries to keep one corner of the motel clean, they can remind themselves they are real. They are a real person with actual thoughts and dreams. They aren't just a useless brain sitting in a lump of flesh. Why do you perceive yourself that way? Huh? The disconnect between your mind and your body. Humans I have bonded with do not feel that way. Oh, that. Their sense of self has been wavering more these days. Having something else literally living inside their skin for a month and a half hasn't really helped Demian win more ground in their constant battle of feeling connected to their physical body. It's not exactly something Demian would call a quirk about themselves. More like something they've struggled with their whole life. They haven't been able to broach the topic with anyone. What could they say anyway? Hey Maggie, remember how you intrinsically know your body is an extension of yourself? Yeah, I don't have that. My body's not a part of what makes me myself. It just kinda houses whatever the real Demian Zhao is. When I look in the mirror, I hate the face it stares back because I don't recognize it as me. My brain's in the pilot seat and it's controlling a meat robot and the bot's giving me dysphoria. Boy, where are you going? You want to bloom too. I don't want to. I need to. Can't you feel it? We were meant to be. Just as a mother was meant to care for a child, so too I care for you. You... promise? Yes. You don't have to be alone. Even if you wish for misery, we can be unhappy together. You're right. I don't want to be alone anymore. When our hearts beat as one, you are never alone. You deserve to bloom too. Thank you. They close their eyes. If Demian didn't know any better, And they would say they feel another presence in the room with them. Pushing past all the mold in the concrete jungle, Demian falls into the embrace they should have had as a child. Though they know in their heart it's only temporary at best, the warmth is something they'll cling on to the memory of for years. The rat with the scar skitters past them. Demian curses and throws the bottle of bleach at it. It misses by a long shot. The bottle rolls to the wall's edge. They sigh and stand up. The magic was broken, and they still had a good 4 hours left on the clock. The sun was finally setting, at least. Natural light's starting to hurt their eyes lately. Demian hopes it's just a side effect of the night shifts. Demian grabs the bleach and unscrews the cap. The room fills with a swimming pool's sour odor, and Demian pukes on the carpet. Well. First thought in their head is, oh, come on, I just cleaned that. The second is, I'm not that sensitive to bleach smells, am I? The third one ran something along the line of, is that my fucking tooth? Only a part. Piece of your upper left canine. Oh yeah, only a part of a tooth. Yeah, that's fine. My teeth are falling apart. Let it all out. Your teeth will be rebuilt. Expend myself for you. Demian scrambles to their feet. Their knees give out from under them, sending them hurtling to the ground. Vomiting out their teeth is second priority to stopping the floors from getting filthier. Demian, where the hell are you? Margaret shouts. They take their face from the toilet bowl. A gurgling cry of, leave me alone, doesn't seem to dissuade her. The burning in their cheeks only intensifies. Stinging in their gums becomes a full-on stabbing sensation. Demian bites their hand to muffle the pained shriek. Their teeth draw blood. Margaret shouts for them again. Demian's limp foot tries to kick the bathroom door shut. They swing at empty air and the nausea in their throat forces itself up again. They're not scared of the changes. Slyce doesn't want to hurt them. He cares about them. Demian retches. Once, twice, thrice. They stick their face into the toilet again. When they puke again, the sludge splashes out of the bowl and onto the floor. Please don't let this be permanent. Their arms and face are damp with sweat. At least the pain in their teeth seem to be fading away finally. Demian pulls their hand up and touches their mouth. The jagged edges of their teeth feel awful on the skin. All 4 canines and a couple incisors had chipped. Demian can't help but laugh at the irony. Ma was a dentist. She used to tell horror stories about patients with shattered teeth and necrotic gums to shame them whenever they had something sugary. If only she could see them now. Your mother was cruel to you. You do not want her to see you. It's a figure of speech. I will not hurt you as she did. Let me rebuild you. Demian flushes the toilet. The inky void swirls down the drain, out of sight, out of mind. Now for the real problem, their teeth. Gathering up their strength, they finally slam the bathroom door shut. No use getting Margaret involved now. Damage is not severe. Do not have to expend much to rebuild. Just do it quick, okay? Holy shit, Demian! Margaret screams. What is all this? I threw up, Maggie. What's it look like? Tell Carl someone piss on the floor or something. I'll deal with it when I can. Are you okay? I'm fine. Demian sucks in a breath and grips the toilet seat. Agony fires through their gums. A million needles prick the skin and rebuild broken teeth. Perfectly fine. Stomach bug is all. You don't sound fine. Oh. We'll dismiss that for right now. Why is it black? They don't dignify Margaret with an answer. Really, the pain blanked the mind and emptied their thought. She shouts again. Demian screams to leave them alone already. I am not afraid. I am not scared. I trust you. The pain is temporary. You're fixing me. I trust you. 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 Wriggling threads of anxiety cling to their throat. The coppery vomit taste overstays its welcome. The drool in Demian's slobbering mouth has long dried out and amplified the bitterness. Their fingers tremble, even as they try to quell it, and the pain vanishes as quickly as it flares. The needles pull away, the nausea grows still. You are rebuilt. Demian slithers their tongue across their teeth. They're so very sharp. Sharper than before. The meat comes back with blood. Even the teeth in front had new points, curving downwards. They imagined biting someone with these. How easy would it be to tear through flesh? How far could they be twisted and morphed by Slyce until their body resembled a monster of the urban jungle? Part of them is curious in a perverse kind of way. I would not make you a monster. You would be more beautiful than an angel. I don't want to be an angel. I just want to be me. And maybe for Demian, me is a beast made of crawling nerves and unblinking eyes who don petals for skin and vines for tendons. But that's a story for another day. And as soon as we can save again, we will let that be it for that.